Hey, you guys, what's going on? This Together We Break Chains slash Two Chains. You guys, ahead of time, I'm going to apologize for any surrounding background noises. I cannot control the noises. I have my windows and my doors open for circulation purposes. Um, I did this story, you guys, and I realized that my microphone wasn't even on. I am so angry. I had so much to say, but I'm going to try to remember some of the things that I said before. But you can see the title of this text: Manhunt is underway for Texas shooter. You guys, I read a piece of this, like a tiny piece of this, and I am like overly tired of our government system. And I'm not saying rebel, I'm just saying the portions where it comes to them not convicting these criminals that are coming from other countries that are non-legal American citizens, and they're allowed to be deported, and they keep coming back across our borders doing more and more heinous crimes. So there was a recent one where there was a gentleman. He decided that he wanted to take the life of an Uber driver. You know, the guy delivered food, and it stated that the guy lived around the corner from him. So, he had prior convictions, and he did a number of heinous things. He harmed people while he was incarcerated, but he was from Alabama, yet they still let him, you know, out of jail. And he moved to Florida, and he probably was there for like 2 months. And then he enacted this amount of violence on the man, which was absolutely horrific. I just got through the story so quick because I was so disgusted that you would take the time to dismember somebody and put their parts inside of trash bags up against the side of your home. And then when they went in, because the wife called and was like, wait a minute, he's not returning calls, Uber was able to trace the last place that he went. I believe that you have to do something to show that the ride is completed, I believe. So I don't think it was completed, which alerted Uber. Uber alerted the police. And so they ended up going into the home, and the roommate was there, and they ended up finding the victim's wallet and his wedding ring. So now not only do they got him, for taking the life of this guy, but they also got him for robbery as well, which is a double whammy. I don't understand why they allow these people to get out of jail and walk among our streets. I just don't get it. And he never even registered as a felon. So that lets you know he was not following any rules. So whoever his the probation or parole officer is, I think that they need to take some responsibility. I think that they need to serve some time just as well, because they should have done a better job. Anybody that fails to keep track of their patients, clients, whatever you want to call them, then I think that they should be held accountable for not doing a thorough job. So my heart goes out to this gentleman's family, not only her family, but with this guy, suspect in Texas massacre, had been deported 4 times after entering the U.S. illegally. So this is why I'm saying a lot of people get ticked off when you start speaking on these things. But if there was a way that we can track and trace these people that are being kicked out of the country, and when they get close to the border, we'll be notified, then that'll help us. If they even try to violate, once they cross that border, I believe that they should be sent somewhere else, like a deserted island somewhere where there's no resources to create a boat or anything, and let them fend for themselves. And make sure that swimming will be so far, there will be no local visitors. Nobody will visit the island, no airplanes, helicopters, nothing. The only thing we do is drop them off and fend for yourself, and not to be hateful and evil, but these are the people that need to be isolated from the world. They need to be isolated by themselves from the world, almost like a solitary confinement, but on an island. So if they all are there together and they're criminals, it's basically like it's a war within that place, so they have to figure it out. no resources, nothing to help them. No trees, no animals, no nothing. All you can eat is fish, and nothing to tie up to. Like if they try to create a boat to come back to civilization, then that's where the military will be there to stop them and to send them right back. You know what I'm saying? So something needs to happen. I know I'm thinking far-fetched, and it may sound a little Looney Tune or whatever. It's okay, but I mean what I'm saying, because you sending them back to their country, they don't want them. They're coming back over here and committing heinous crimes. I mean, I've seen some of the craziest stuff. They'll come across the border already pregnant, have a baby, and now all of a sudden the taxpayers, us taxpayers that work, our money has to foot the bill to take care of them. I'm not promoting hate speech. I'm not promoting bullying. I'm not promoting anything. I'm just speaking facts. Now, if I'm lying about it, then go ahead and get mad at me, but I'm speaking the absolute truth. If we were to get pregnant and we were to go and drop our baby off on, soil in another country, then our child would be considered a citizen of that country because of the birth. But however, we would not be eligible for the benefits. You get what I'm saying? A lot of countries don't operate like us. A lot of countries do not accept outsiders like that. They won't do it. And so I just don't understand why it is so important for America to take every straggler that comes through and drop a baby. They're doing it on purpose. I say wherever you conceive that baby, wherever the life began, that's where that child is from. If you were in Mexico, Tijuana, Guadalajara, El Salvador, and that's where you got pregnant, then guess what? That's where your child is from, because that was the moment of conception. It should no longer be once you drop your child in American soil, that's where that child is from. We need to cut that out. We need to stop it, and it needs to end. Like, for real, it needs to end, because we're setting up incentives for people to come over here and do whatever they want. Now, let me get to this story, you guys. I was just giving you my point and my views, and I know a lot of people may get mad at this and say that is hate speech, because one, I don't want nobody to suffer. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm saying when you come somewhere, you're supposed to show respect to that country. You're supposed to be on your best behavior in a foreign country, a country you're not even from. It should be a pleasure to be able to come here and be able to partake in a lot of stuff that has been done for you. But instead, some of you want to be evil, mean, hateful, disgusting, and commit the most heinous of crimes. But I want to get off of that and talk about this gentleman right here. The man wanted by law enforcement for the termination of 5 Texas neighbors, including a 9-year-old boy, had entered the U.S. illegally and has been deported by immigration officials at least 4 times, a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement source said. See, this is what I'm saying. They keep coming back and there's nothing done to them. When they come back, they need to be, like I said, dropped off somewhere where they won't be able to come back so easy. The suspect, identified by ICE as Francisco Oropesa Perez Torres, was first removed by an immigration judge in 2009 of March, the ICE source told CNN on Monday. See, this is what I'm saying. They come back to our country and they do whatever it is they want to do. And see, it's almost like they have dual citizenship. If they're going to come to America and they're going to get benefits and housing and all the luxuries that, most Americans are not allowed to get, then that dual citizenship should close. The door should be locked and sealed, and you should be able to have to show ID, just like an American citizen has to do. And not only ID, but get a passport just like an American citizen. So when you make it so easy for people to cross the borders, they're going to keep coming, and more criminals are going to come as the days and moments go by. I don't know why I'm yawning. You guys forgive me. I don't know. I'm just tired. So Francisco, 38, is armed, dangerous, and could be anywhere. And FBI's special agent says San Jacinto County Sheriff's Office. I hope I'm saying that right. At an unknown time and location, Perez Torres unlawfully re-entered the United States and was apprehended and removed several more times by ICE enforcement and removal operations in September of 2009, January 2012, and July of 2016, the source said. So, right there, this is what I'm saying. I think that they should make it hard, and it's so easy for people to come here and do what they want to do, you know. And I know people that work for the border, but I would never disclose that. But they were saying that a lot of the people that say that they're seeking asylum later on down the road, those same people that say they're coming in seeking asylum because they're afraid for their life, they said, how is it that you're afraid for your life when you're constantly, visiting that country? So America needs to really do their homework on what does it mean to seek asylum, and all these people that are coming here saying that they're scared for their life, because a lot of these countries are not at war. I've actually heard people, and it's a couple of people that I recently met from one of the countries that they said they're seeking asylum from. We had a conversation, and I was like, I don't want to make you upset. I don't want to seem, like a jacked up person, but I want to ask you a couple of questions if you don't mind. And I said, I hear a lot of stories that it's a lot of bad things that are going on in the country that you're from. And I hear a lot of those people saying that, they running for their lives and this, that, and the third. And the answer that I got, I expected for them. I was already prepared for them to say, well, yeah, it's true, because I don't know what's going on over there. And I had my heart set on them saying, yes, it's true. So what the answer was is no, it's not true. A lot of people that are coming from the Latin cultures and other countries are coming over here because they don't want to work. Their country is not going to take care of lazy people, and they don't want to work. So what they're doing is they're yelling and screaming that they're running for their lives, or people are after them and want to harm them, and it's not true. I was like, well, that's kind of hard to believe. And the person was like, no, I visit my hometown every year, and we're not going through any of that. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what they're referring to, but I know in my country you have to work to earn your keep. You can't just lay around and drop babies and think that you're going to get Medi-Cal, food stamps, and a place to live. You have to literally work in order to earn your keep. And a lot of people don't want to. They don't want to do that. So what do? Because a lot of people are not familiar with our culture. They're not familiar with a lot of stuff that's going on in these various countries. So America, they tend to believe that sob story. You know, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And she said that, a lot of the people that's claiming asylum are actually sending money back home, and they're building up. And not only that, they're coming back, showing off all the stuff they got from America and telling them how to come to America, to seek asylum. These are words that were told to me. I'm not from those countries. I don't know anything. All I know is America. So I don't want nobody coming for me. I'm telling you what was given to me. This is not hate speech. This is not harassment. I'm not spreading misinformation, because I literally had a conversation with a person that is literally from El Salvador. Okay, I said it. She's literally from El Salvador, and she told me, no, that's not really going on. A lot of people are lying just to get over here to get the free benefits, And I said, well, what if I go over there and I tell them that I'm seeking asylum from America. She said it's not easy like that. That's the crazy part. It's so easy to come here and for people to lie to you guys here in America. But over there, if you go over there, you got to either already be established, have your own job, have a company that you're working for so that you can have your own place, but you do have good and bad in every culture. So it's not, everybody in El Salvador is out to harm someone. That's not true. Not everybody's out to harm you in Guatemala. Not everybody's out to harm you in Panama. Not everybody is out to harm you in different countries that people are saying that their lives in danger. Well, maybe some of the countries are really going through a hard time, but they're taking advantage of America's kindness. So I was like, wow, I was blown away. I love having conversation with people from different cultures. It helps me to understand. It educates me. I love being educated about different cultures, different things that they go through, the foods that they eat, their beliefs, and, how they operate and function on a day-to-day basis. I love it. I love it. So this guy has been deported several times. Forgive the paramedics, whoever it is that they're after or going to. I pray everything is okay. So this guy has been deported so many times, and he still keeps coming back. So I'm just going to say his first name because I don't know how to Oropinsa, I guess. I guess it's Oropinsa. Current immigration status is unclear, and it is not known how long he had been in the U.S. since he was last deported. Authorities are now pleading for the public's help in their search for Oropinsa 38. They say open fire after he was asked to stop shooting his rifle near a neighboring family's home in Cleveland, a city of about 8,000 people northeast of Houston. That's sad. You ask somebody to stop doing it, and then they go ahead and they get mad because you ask them not to do something to violate you. Oropinsa is considered armed and dangerous, and FBI officials said as more than 250 law enforcement officers and 80,000 in reward money have been devoted to capturing him. The massacre is among more than 180 U.S. mass shootings in just the first 4 months of the year, and like others, seemingly stem from an ordinary encounter. So you really can't say anything to people without them enacting violence, which is so sad. You mean to tell me you don't have no kind of control over your emotions, where if I ask you, please don't park on my grass, or, don't park in my driveway, you get mad and you want to, cause me fatal harm, which is crazy. About 10 to 20 minutes before Friday massacre, Wilson Garcia and two other men had walked over to Oropinsa's yard and asked him to stop shooting so close to their home because their baby was sleeping. Garcia told CNN they'd asked Oropinsa to shoot on the other side of his property, he said. And there was nothing wrong with that. The suspect refused, and Garcia said he would call the police. He walked inside, and my wife was talking to the police, and we called 5 times because he was being more threatening, Garcia recalled. We saw him. He was leaving his property and cocked his gun. The father said, I told my wife to get inside because he cocked his gun and he might come threaten us. So my wife said, you go inside. I don't think he will fire at me because I am a woman. I'll stay here at the door. Lord have mercy. The gunman later came to Garcia's home, shooting his wife, Sonia Argentina Guzman, in the doorway before terminating 3 other adults and Garcia's son, Daniel Enriquez Lasso Guzman, the grieving father said. All because they asked him to stop doing it. Sonia Argentina Guzman and her son, Daniel Enrique Lasso Guzman, were shot and terminated by a neighbor Friday in Cleveland, Texas, officials said. Family photo, one of the people who passed away saw when my wife fell to the ground, Garcia told CNN. She told me to throw myself out the window because my children were already without a mother. So one of us had to stay alive to take care of them. She was the person who helped me jump out the window. The woman who helped Garcia flee did not survive, he said. Wow. The two people who passed were protecting my 2.5-year-old daughter and my 1-month-old son, Garcia said, sobbing. They protected him with a bunch of clothes so the Terminator would not terminate him as well. This is a hard story, you guys. So just imagine what we're feeling what we're feeling now. It was horrible. When police arrived, they found the victim had been shot almost execution style at close range above the neck. San Jacinto County Sheriff Greg Capers told local media before the deadly confrontation at Garcia's home, 5 911 calls had been made to report the gunman shooting his rifle outdoors, the father said. See, I don't know if they slacked up. I'm not going to say that. But if they just took it as two neighbors being argumentative and they didn't get there as soon as that call, then that's on the police department. Because if somebody telling you that somebody is shooting a gun and you're asking them not to, you don't know the mindset of that person. You know what I'm saying? So you need to get there as soon as you hear it. I'm not saying that they didn't, but I'm saying that they should have been there sooner, especially if they were calling. You know what I'm saying? Normally they will have cop cars closer than, what took place, because there's no way he should have had enough time to do all that damage, get in his vehicle and take off. There's no way he should have had that kind of time, especially if they took the call serious, Authorities got to the scene as fast as they could, Capers said, but his small force covers a large county, he said, and the home is about 15 minutes outside of town. See, that's what I'm saying. You need more policemen in that area. This guy had a whole 15 minutes. You could do a lot in 15 minutes. The other victim had been identified as Diane Vasquez Alvarado, 21, Julissa Molina Rivera, 31, and Jose Jonathan Caceres. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I'm so sorry. 18. Daniel Enrique Lasso Guzman turned 9 in January. Garcia said authorities previously said he was 8. So this is what I'm saying. We need way more policemen out there. We need way more. And I believe that if they had an operated drone, they could have got him. They could have gotten there way, way faster with the operated drone as they use now. And they could have got him. He wouldn't have been able to get away. They are among the 248 victims terminated in U.S. mass shootings in just the first 4 months of this year, according to the Gun Violence Archive. The nonprofit, like CNN, defines as mass shooting as those in which 4 or more people are shot, including a gunman. And see, that's what I'm saying. It's only been 4 months into, the year, and all this violence has taken place. That's what I'm saying. These politicians, we need to, it's not the laws against us having guns. That's what they're trying to strip guns away from everybody. No, you need to make it harder for people to get guns. You need to do simulations with people and put them in these types of situations and see how they will respond if they will use their weapon as a means to settle differences. That's what they need to do. So instead of people just being able to walk in, sign the papers, and get on about their business, it shouldn't be that easy. And a lot of people that have mental illnesses, let me tell you something, they're not violent. They won't just take a gun and shoot someone. Sometimes people that have mental illnesses that are capable thinkers, they're more cautious than a lot of people that don't have it. They're not gonna. I said some, so don't get me. Oh no, you don't know. No, I said some. The ones that are taking care of business, the ones that are taking their medication, the ones that are responsible, and any sign that they show non-responsibility, then that's where the family should come in and help remove that weapon away from them so that they don't have a issue. You get what I'm saying? So don't just throw every person with a mental illness in one pot. Like you're throwing Mexicans and El Salvadorans, you're just throwing them in one pot. Don't do that. Everybody that comes over here, never mind. I'm gonna leave that alone. Whew. This is a hard story. This is indeed a hard story, and I keep yawning. Woo. Extensive search yields 0 leads. This guy could possibly be at some chick's house that he know, a family member's house, or this dude could be halfway back to Mexico, back to the border. We have no clue. He's had plenty of time to disappear, and he probably has someone to possibly help him get away. And they probably didn't know at the time that he committed this heinous crime. So that's why they got to figure out the timeline. So a collective $80,000 reward is being offered for information leading to the arrest of Oropesa. We consider him armed and dangerous, said James Smith, FBI Houston special agent in charge. He's out there and he's a threat to the community. Yes, he is, very much so, because if somebody says something to him, he might fire on them as well. So, yeah, they definitely need to get him. The suspect had been convicted of driving while intoxicated in Montgomery County, Texas in 2012. Court records reviewed by CNN indicate he was sentenced to 30 days in county jail and released a few days earlier with credit for time served. This is what I'm saying. They're doing all this stuff, and it's causing more of the American people harm, period. We're being harmed by your not giving 2 shakes of a rattlesnake's butt. You know what I'm saying? You don't care because it's not at your front door. Now, if that dude Oropesa, hopefully I'm saying his name right. I don't mean no disrespect. I'm bad with names, and I admit it multiple times. I will tear up a name in a heartbeat. You know what? I'm not even gonna say the word. It begins with an M. Lenny, that one, Malimulum. However you say it. I can't even say that. Anyway, shut up. Back to what I was saying. Authorities had 0 leads on Oropesa location as of Sunday afternoon, Smith said, adding the Mexican national could be anywhere. See, that's what I'm saying. He could be anywhere. They showing his they're giving you a good description of who he is, but still at the same time, you have to be careful because this dude is a loose cannon. He's a loose cannon, and he needs to be put somewhere on an island by himself, with no resources. Let him fend for himself. Let him eat fish and drink seawater. Let that be his punishment. These criminals need the harshest of the harsh punishments. And it's like going to a club when they go to jail. They don't have no real, they don't have anything really making them get their act together. You're just throwing them in jail with other violent offenders, and either they get along or they don't. They fight it out, and the best man win. So it's still being locked up with violence. They need something to help them. They need help. They need deep-rooted psychological help, because there's no way you should feel good about yourself because somebody says something to you and you take a weapon and just fire off and take the life of 5 people, 6 people, whatever amount of people. And in the government and everybody like, he's a violent criminal and he came across the border several times and blah, blah, blah. That's just ignorant. He should have never been able to cross several times. He should have been able to cross once and only, and that was it. And he never came back. That's what should be done. But we got these soft jelly back, people that are in office. Anything goes. Anything goes as long as you don't do it to my family. Francisco Oropesa has a large tattoo of what appears to be a female Aztec on his left forearm. The FBI's Houston office said. FBI Houston. Okay, you already said that. Oropesa's wife has been interviewed multiple times and is in constant contact with investigators, the sheriff said. In the past, the suspect's wife and Garcia's wife would always chat, and the two families didn't have problems with each other, Garcia said. See, he just snapped. What made this man snap? Because if you got along with these people in the past and your wife and their wife, y'all all kicked it, what changed? What happened? What was the problem? You know what I'm saying? What was the problem? Because you don't just snap for no reason. Something else was going on that caused this man to snap. So that's something that they're going to have to figure out once they catch him. What made you snap? Your wife and his wife got along, and y'all would chat, and y'all would probably hang out and kick it and have a couple of brewskis together and talk about the games, talk about life or whatever. And all of a sudden you just snap. You clicked. So, but the suspect even helped us chop down a tree, and he would come by the house, Garcia said. But something set Oropesa off the night of the massacre. As he tried to shoot survivors before fleeing, the grieving father said. Authorities had been tracking Oropesa's cell phone, but found it abandoned Saturday along with some clothes, Caper said. Tracking dogs picked up the scent from the items, but the trail vanished, Caper said. Officers have been going door to door seeking security camera footage or any other information residents may have, Caper said. The hefty reward for Oropesa's arrest will be advertised on Spanish language billboards in the area, urging the public to submit tips to the sheriff. To the sheriff said. So they want you to submit tips if you see Oropesa. Yeah, don't if you see him, y'all, and I don't know if y'all gonna hear my video, please don't get too close to that man. Please do it discreetly. Don't be so obvious. Oh, there he is. He's right there. And point at him like some bozos do. He right there. Then you become the next victim. You just act like you don't see him and you be in your phone laughing and act like you talking to somebody while you dialing 911. Be I don't know the word. I don't want to say the wrong word because I might sound like a nut. But be discreet about it. Let me see. Officers have been going. Yeah, I read that one. The hefty, I read that. I can pretty much guarantee you he's contacted some of his friends, said Smith, the FBI agent. We just don't know which friends they are and what is and excuse me, that is what we need from the public in any type of information. You guys, I don't know what's going on with me with this reading, but your girl done got tired. My eyes got heavy. It's kind of late, and I don't want to snore. So I'm gonna get through this story. It is late in the midnight hour. Let me stop, y'all. I'm sleepy. When the shooting began, Garcia, the widower and newly single father of two, was gathered at his home with relatives, godparents, and friends. He said, "Man, this is sad. This is sad. One person's action can cause that kind of devastation." That's why people, I'm urging you, no matter how mad somebody make you, please, please, please calm down and don't do anything that you're going to regret for the rest of your life. Because this dude here, when they catch him, I don't know what they're going to do, but it seems more like they're in the mode of death penalty for him. The other people that were there would visit over the weekend and spend time with us, he said. They were godparents and friends. After officials confirmed those terminated were all Honduran nationals, the Honduran Foreign Ministry is preparing to, uh, I don't know what that, repatriate their remains. It said, okay, so they're going to send their remains back to Honduras. The government of Honduras deeply regrets the loss of these valuable lives and accompanies all their loved ones in their pain. Um, we demand that the pertinent authorities arrest the perpetrator of this terrible event and apply the full weight of the law, the agency said in a statement. That's what I'm saying. I don't care if they're Honduran, I don't care where you come from. If you are in America and you commit a heinous act, right away the death penalty should be right there waiting for you. No, let's talk about it. None of that, because you didn't allow those other people to have the opportunity to say what they wanted to say. You were the judge, you became their juror, and you became their executioner all in one and a swift motion. Whatever set you off, you should have really thought about it by the time you walked over there. You should have really thought about it, because you used to hang with these people. You used to sit around your wives and stuff, used to hang together. Somebody got a raggedy vehicle. Sorry about that, y'all. That was a raggedy vehicle. Thank God ain't nobody else out. But anyway, yeah, you used to kick it with their family, and their family used to kick it with you. And then for you to do that to a child, something should have clicked in your head and said, this is an innocent child. Now I need to snap out of it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it was that caused him to flip out, there's no going back, dude. And he's probably somewhere beating the crap out of his own self. Hopefully he didn't end his own life, because of this horrific situation. And whatever friend that he contacted, I pray that they tried to talk some sense into him to turn himself in without incident. But sometimes it don't go that way. Sometimes it don't. But yeah, this is. Whew. Oh, and this person said the sheriffs got emotional Sunday when he spoke about Daniel Enrique Lasso Guzman, the young boy who was terminated. Yeah, I saw that video and it was heartbreaking. He literally cried. He tried to hold it together, but the sheriff just couldn't. And who could? Okay, so I don't care if he was here illegally. I don't care if he was here. I mean, excuse me. I don't care if he was here legally. I don't care if he was here illegally. He was in my country. I mean, my county. Yeah, I told you I'm tired. It's late. My eyes. I'm trying not to fall asleep, but I'm not. I'm trying to get through the story. He said, I don't care if he was here legally or illegally. He is still here. He was still here in this county. Caper said, 5 people are no longer here in my county, and that is where my heart is, in my county. That's crazy. Protecting my people to the best of our ability. CNN, Marlon Sorto, Ashley Kilo, I don't know how to say your name, Roxanne Garcia, David Williams, Claudia Dominguez, Raha Rezek, Andy Rose, Keith Allen, and Christina. I don't know how to say that. Those are all the people that contributed to the story from CNN. But you guys, look, we got to do a better job at expressing our anger. We got to do a better job, and we got to learn how to problem solve. I heard a friend of mine say this morning, that misunderstandings can turn out to be the worst thing ever. It could cost and alter your whole life. But with that being said, you guys, I am so sleepy. Don't forget to hit that like button, that post notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, you guys. And that's the crazy part is I've been trying to do this story and I keep trying to fall asleep, but for some reason my eyes keep opening. When I say I'm tired, if I sit here for 3 seconds and not say a word to you guys in this story, you will probably hear me sleeping. All right. So, sweet, blessed dreams to everybody. Blessed and amazing day today, tomorrow, and forevermore. Um, I thank the Lord for each and every one of you guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being a part of my channel. Even the newcomers, thank you, thank you so very much. I cannot wait until I hit that 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. I'm telling you guys, the higher I climb, we're going to be doing some raffles and some giveaways, okay? Because that way that money will be coming back to the channel and I'll be able to spend it. Okay, so you guys, with that being said, don't forget to hit that like button. And another thing, you guys, stay positive. Why? Because you guys, you're all beautiful. Oh, good night, good morning, and I'll talk to y'all later.